Excited. So I got involved and I went to work, and I was working full-time and going to school full-time. And what I liked the business, the network marketing concept initially, but I fell in love with it. I had a bout of food poisoning one week, and the job I had, if I didn't go to work, I didn't get paid. So I had built a big enough team where I actually made more money in my network marketing business sick than I made in my job that week. So that's when I fell in love with this business, and I've been in love ever since. I've been trained by some of the best in the world, and I just love the business. But what I love about Ardyss is I've had the opportunity to spend some time with Alejandro and spend some time with the family. And I would have to say that this family has the biggest heart that I've ever seen. Another thing that impressed me with the last day or so is I've had a chance to spend some time with the leaders in the field. And I got to say too, that the leaders are impressive. Everybody, for the most part, has embraced me. They've shown me a lot of love. And I want to tell you guys thank you as well.
All right.
But I do have a favor to ask. Who's in the room that's been in the business for 6 months or less? You stand up? Okay. Let's give them a round of applause. The reason why I had to stand up is because I'm a big advocate of stories, of new stories. And being from Detroit, I was around the business and I heard of all the great stories that Ardyss created in that time, 2008, 2009, and so on. But one thing my mother shared with me is she said, Clem, when you're going through life, there's a reason why the front view mirror is bigger than the rear view mirror. And I wanted to share with you the leaders that I've heard some things about what we did back then, what we did back then, what we did back then. And what you guys did back then was absolutely phenomenal. I think someone shared with me that maybe it was Gloria, that 21 millionaires in 18 months, that's impressive. But what gets me more excited is that's the rear view. We've got this huge opportunity in front of us, and I think we're gonna blow that number out the water. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So what I want to do right now is I want to share some information with you because I believe it was Robert that said it earlier. We can be inspired all day long, but we got to have some activity to go with it. So the kind of guy that I am, first of all, I'm not in competition with you. I do not have a spot in the downline. My goal is to help you guys. I want to help you guys get the checks up. I want to help more people experience this product. So I'm not in competition with you. My goal is simply to help you guys win and win big.
Yes, sir.
Now, before I go into this activity plan that I have, that I want to suggest to everybody, what I would like to do is just ask a question of you. And the question I want to ask of you is, why, in your mind, why did you get involved with Ardyss? I want you to think about that first time you signed the application, maybe the first time you got into a garment, maybe the first time you was at a home party, or you had a glass of the Lviv juice. Why did you get involved in Ardyss? I want you to go back to that place. And then what I want you to do is hold on to that feeling. Because what you need to do going forward is you have got to embrace that feeling so we can go into the future. Because what we're about to do, I'm telling you, we're about to change some lives, some serious lives. And I'm excited about it. There's going to be change, not from just a financial standpoint, that's important, but I believe there's going to be a lot of health changes as well.
Yes, sir.
And I was talking to, I think, Byron earlier today. You got to realize it's not about you. Somebody right now is praying.
Come on. Come on.
Talk about it.
Somebody right now
All right.
is praying for an opportunity.
Yes, sir.
And it's up to you to give it to them. And the reason I'm emotional right now is because about 5 years ago, I was down and out. I was broke. I didn't have a car. I didn't have anything. All I had was my faith in God.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. It's all right.
that huge why.
Yes.
Somebody shared an opportunity with me at that time. My credibility was shot. But that person still thought enough of me to ask me one more time, Clem, are you open? And I went from 0 to 30 days later, making $11,752.82. All because somebody piqued my interest. So what I'm saying is not about you. Somebody is looking for you right now. But you gotta share the opportunity with them. Don't be selfish. You have a blessing. It's up to you to share this blessing, whether it be health or wealth. Or somebody else. Thank you.
That's right.
So with that, sorry about that, I didn't expect to get emotional. But with that, next slide. So one concept that was introduced to me years ago was something called a 90-day blitz. And a 90-day blitz, basically, massive action. And we do basically what we do in 90 days, what most people don't do in 2 years. So when I share with you that story about when I was down and out, I did a portion of this 90-day blitz in 30 days. And that's what skyrocketed me to the success I had and basically changed my life. So what we're gonna do between now and the next event, we're gonna put together a 90-day blitz. I got a plan. Just so you know, I'm a working type of person, so the leaders can expect to see me in their markets. I'm not gonna be in the office, so I hope Alejandro's okay with that. I'm going to be in the field because I'm a true believer of we've got to get into the living rooms, we've got to get into the Starbucks, we have to get out there. We got to share the message. And I can't do that sitting behind a desk. Second thing is the power of the Ardyss Social. I think, if he hasn't done it yet, he will talk about the Ardyss Social. And basically, this is the home party. And we're changing the name just a little bit just to kind of make it more appealing to a youthful crowd. And the reason why I like the Ardyss Socials or the showcases, the home parties so much is because it creates a momentum dynamic. I can talk to one person at a time, or else I can put 10 people in a room at one time and collapse time frames. And when you're in a blitz, that's the number one thing you want to do, is you want to collapse time frames. The next thing is, I'm challenging the leaders. I'm actually challenging everybody in the room, because I think we have about 200 and 300 people in this room. And because of this 90-day blitz, I'm going to tell you the idea I have as far as the results in a few minutes. But I want to start this off right. And I want to give us some activity to shoot for. So what I would like to suggest, before we leave today, that we commit as a company, as a team, to 50 Ardyss Socials between now and I believe next Saturday, February 27th. I believe if we can put together something like that in 10 days, we can create some more stories, which is what we need. Next slide. What I'm willing to commit to myself is doing 2 daily opportunity calls. So these calls are probably going to last longer than 10 or 15 minutes. But my goal is to essentially share the opportunity. When we were doing our blitz, and I'll share it with you, we were doing calls every day. We were doing home parties multiple times a day. I remember one time we did literally a home party every hour from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock in the morning. I was falling asleep sharing the opportunity at that time. So I know the power of sharing the opportunity over and over and over. Because my goal, and Alejandro alluded to this a little bit, there's a concept in baseball. I'm not a baseball fan, but I'm familiar with this concept. There's a farm team and you get a free agent. The farm team is basically a person that you build through the system. You know, you have them in AAA baseball, they come up through the ranks, and then they end up playing for your team. You can also buy a free agent. The New York Yankees were very known for this years ago, for just basically buying a free agent and having that free agent come to their team. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. What I learned in network marketing is when you build a farm team, people are more loyal to you. They're more likely to stay with you. If you buy a free agent, they may stay for a while, but as soon as another company comes with a bigger, better offer, they'll leave.
That's right.
So the purpose of this activity blitz is I want to create more stories for the company, first of all, but I really want to help us develop our farm team. The PIN number is here, so I hope you guys are writing it down. And it's going to start on Monday, February 22nd. Next slide. Then I'm also going to be doing a getting started training. The goal is for me to do at least one on the phone every Saturday morning. But when I'm in different markets and the leaders may be giving the presentation and doing some training or whatnot, myself or the leaders will get together and decide who wants to do the getting started training. And the getting started training is basically just a system to make sure that our brand new people are getting started the right way so they can have success very, very fast. So I'll go through them real quick. The first one is being a product of the product. Everyone knows that we have a phenomenal product within Ardyss International, true?
Yes.
So it shouldn't be a problem to be a product of the product. And the reason why you want to be a product of the product is also you want to share that with other people to create testimonies. We all know that facts tell and stories sell. So the more testimonies that we have, the better we can have as far as moving the message throughout the community. The next thing is build a list. In any business, no matter if it's regular business or network marketing, you gotta have a list. I mean, I'm sure if you were to open a Subway franchise right now, you probably would make a list of at least your family and friends to let them know that you just opened up a business. Same thing here. So, kind of staying with what Juanita was sharing earlier about having your 10 customers, that should be a done deal. I mean, that's easy, that's simple. So we want to have a list of 50 customers. A list of 50 customers, if they're invited the right way, should give you 10 customers that are serviceable every month. The next thing is 50 opportunity seekers. We know that our goal is to help 3 people get started right away. We want to get right on the start, 2,000 points. So in my experience, I make a list of 50, I dial 50, 25 will answer the phone. Out of that 25, maybe 15 to 10 say, Clem, I'll take a look at it. And out of that 15 to 10, I should be able to get 3. That's just the numbers. Doesn't matter what business you're in, and network marketing, those are just the numbers.
Yep.
And then I'm challenging everybody to schedule 4 socials. And the reason why you want to do 4 socials is because some people are not going to be able to make it the first time you do a gathering at your home. But if you schedule 4, you're going to eventually capture all of them. The rule of thumb has been, if you do 4 a month, that's part-time income. Well, that's actually really a spare time income. If you do 4 a week, that's part-time income. 4 a day, that's full-time income.
Right.
So you just pick the income you want. Spare time, part-time, or full-time. And then lastly is the Ardyss training system. Alejandro was talking about the Connect. Like I shared with you earlier, my goal is to really get into these homes, get into the marketplaces, so that I can work with the leaders and we can just bounce ideas off of each other. Because it's not about me, it's about us. It's about us just working together and building something big. And the numbers say this is true for friends of mine, myself. If you plug into a system and you're committed, as Alejandro was talking about, for 18 months, it is almost impossible not to be full-time in network marketing. Almost impossible. At the end, I have this 24-hour on-demand 10-minute getting started training call. The reason why I wanted to put that in place for the team is because I don't want someone to have to wait till a Saturday or a live training. I want a brand new person to be able to have the opportunity to listen to a 10-minute training right away. It's not up yet, but it will be available by Monday. So I'll end with this. My goal, and this is actually comes from one of my mentors. I had some counsel with him not too long ago. And he was sharing with me that when he took a company, and some of you guys know who he is, but he's very, very successful in this industry. And he was sharing with me the other day, he said, Clement, when we got started, we wanted to do something that no one has ever done before. He said, there was 2 things, there was 2 parts of the story. The first part of the story was, they had just started the company, and they were trying to create some stories because he had huge, huge belief. The second part of the story was, they had something that happened internally with the company, and he said, my goal was basically to erase those memories with brand new people. So the brand new people were never privy to that previous information that happened in the company because they were brand new people. I was doing the numbers in my head, and I said, you know what? We gotta believe much bigger, much faster. So my goal is for us to put 5,000 brand new team members or customers in this business within the next 90 days.
All right, Clem.
I know we can do it because only about 16 to 1,700 people a month. Sounds like a big number, but we have, like I said, 200 to 300 people in this room. We don't need everybody in the room. If we had 5 to 10 committed people that were willing to work with us and lock arms with us, it's a done deal.
Yes.
So if you don't believe me, just watch.
All right, Clem.